What an incredible Cinderella story. This unknown comes out of nowhere to lead the pack. At Augusta, he's on his final hole. He's about 455 yards away. He's going to hit about a 2-iron, I think. Well, he got all of that. The crowd is standing on its feet here at Augusta. The normally reserved Augusta crowd going wild. For this young Cinderella who's come out of nowhere, he's got about 350 yards left. He's going to hit about a 5-iron, I expect, don't you think? He's got a beautiful backswing. He got all of that one. He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here. He's a Cinderella boy. Tears in his eyes, I guess, as he lines up this last shot. He's got about 195 yards left, and looks like he's got about an 8-iron. This crowd has gone deadly silent. Cinderella story, out of nowhere. A former greenskeeper now about to become the Masters champion. It looks like a wreck. It's in the hole! It's in the hole!
It's in the hole! Coffee and cannabis, baby. Let's go. It's quickly becoming my two favorite things in the world. I didn't know what I was missing with coffee. We woke up today. We saw a fine green day in the market. Cannonball. But that is quickly retreated on the cannabis stocks. Then we decided to check the M1 Finance, and we look over here. And all of a sudden in a day, we're down 20 bucks, 28 bucks. I don't think this is showing right, because it's showing Netflix down 74%. And Netflix today, I just looked it up, is up. We're up today. So I don't know if that's working. The Cathoga, morning buddy. I sent you some of my winnings on ACR. Haven't been able to sub, but wanted to show some support. Oh, the Cathoga, you did not have to do that. I really appreciate it. You are all good. Thank you so much. Holy shit, you're the best. I appreciate that, the Cathoga. Thank you so much for that. Pissed off I didn't win the OSS last night. Tough spot. Dude, I took ninth. I took ninth last night. I made the final table and then jammed my small blind into a big blind with 7-8 off like a fucking idiot in ninth place on the final table, and only got $138 when there was fucking $1,600 up top. Dude, learned a valuable ICM lesson last night. Valuable as fuck. The jamming hands to pick up hands. Yeah, I should have waited. Just because of ICM, it's not the time to be trying to steal blinds. I should have just been waiting and blinded out. Yep. Yep, and I should have considered ICM so much more in that situation. That situation more than any. So we're gonna correct that. Looks like we're gonna bounce off. How are we doing here? What's the news about it? You know what I mean? Like, what's the news? $10,000 times. Nice run, bro. Of course, man. Bubbling is the worst, man, especially when big shit's on the line. Anyway, gotta do some shit. That's what's up, Tough Spot. We'll see you in a little bit. Purple Haze, are you playing poker for a living? Or you do something else as well? Purple Haze, I own rental property. I flip rental property. I flip real estate. And I also own Sole Source Lighting. We make an LED light for cloning, seedlings, vegging plants, growing people that grow microgreens for food, as well as we distribute CBD products, tinctures and salve and isolate, just raw isolate and bath bombs, as well as poker, and we're trying to dabble in stocks a little bit. And I also own 1% of, and this isn't open yet, I haven't received any income from it yet, but I'm 1% owner of Esoteric Brewery that's about to open here in Cincinnati, Ohio. This is actually my best friend since fucking kindergarten. I helped him buy his first homebrew equipment over 10 years ago. So, and he's been working for other breweries. He's a head brewer at another brewery. They gave him the business plan to help him open his own. So, I just threw some money at him. That's why I'm only 1%. I just believe in the dream. And I know, you know, this is, I think they did a $3 million valuation. So if we make it to $10 million, my fucking 25K turns into 100K, basically. And I get paid, and we're getting profit sharing in the business, so we'll get annual payouts from the business. So, you know, the brewery he works at now went from a small $3 million investment to they're worth over $100 million. Now, I don't think the climate is the same in Cincinnati anymore. They were one of the first to open a microbrewery back in Cincinnati, so they blew the fuck up. I think now it's a lot more saturated, and, you know, I think him becoming a local brew pub for his area, very easily done with his quality, so I know I'll be there every Friday and Saturday night. If I'm not streaming, I'll be at the brewery, so. And I'm going to go down and get a bunch of footage and stream from there at some point and get a bunch of footage and get a video made. Nice. I was a bar manager at a brewing company. Good luck, man. Really focus on quality staff and advertising is my advice. Absolutely. So I have history. I have history with all the bars and venues and shit around town. I used to produce concerts. God, I wonder if it's even like still in here. Like, this is 10-year-old videos and shit. I produced a music festival. I wonder if it's Googleable. The Big Pig. Cincinnati's known as the Pig City. The Big Pig music. Oh, wow. 2011. Same year I won the cup. Holy shit. It's been so long. Been so long. That's it. We worked with the Unts. You guys know the Unts high quality EDM site to learn about what's going on in the EDM world, concerts, things like that. We also did like, God. There's probably so many now. This is a show. Holy shit, this is here 8 years ago. Oh, no. 9 years ago. Holy shit, that we did with Big Sean and Mike Posner. It was actually Mike Posner was the headlining act. We paid 10 grand to book Mike Posner, and Big Sean was 2 grand as the side act. Rock Life Productions was the name of the company, and this is the video we made that helped Mike Posner and Big Sean get the radio deal that they got. Help them blow up. I had to rent a motherfucking piano for this dude. Security. The show got shut down. It was so packed. We got shut down. We oversold the fuck out of it. We were only supposed to fit 400 people in the venue. We sold like 650 tickets to the show. Just making bank, bringing in some cash, you know?
See, I can't let you walk away. I can't let you walk away. You need a light one with me, so you could be my drug dealer girl. So you could
Put our watermark on there. Look at our shitty logo. God, what a horrible. I mean, it's a nice logo, but Jesus. I guess for 2010, that was an alright logo. I think that chick we showed was his girlfriend at the time.
I'm sure that you're never ever gonna be a runway
place was packed. Look at that. Packed all the way to the door. Squeezed. Motherfuckers were squeezed in there. The early 20s and 90s. Seriously. God. This is that OG days, way back in the day. God, this is almost 10 years ago at this point. So crazy. Decade. I haven't watched this video in a long time. He really blew up off this song. It's just too easy to promote this song. Bunch of college kids, yeah, listen to this fucking song. You wanna go to this show? Come on. Watch this video, you put this video out on the internet, bam. This dude's fucking selling out every college campus. Every college campus in the region. You gonna do music at the brewing company? I don't know. We might do some concerts there and stuff like that. It's not that big. It's not big. It's probably smaller than this place was that this video's at. So. I lost my ass on the music festival. I lost $50,000 on the music festival trying to shove it all in. It was I spent $70,000. It was like 70 and sunny. The Thursday before the festival, we wake up on Friday, it's like 30 degrees and like sleet raining, dude. Nobody showed up. We got like 400 people out of the 2,000 we were expecting. It was just fucking such a nightmare. Such a nightmare. I mean, it was still a good time. Show must still go on. You know, I paid out everybody. We had the concert. It was just attendees. We got fucked from weather. Huge tough lesson. That's why I stopped doing the concerts. Too much risk. Too much risk. Bad weather or something like that. And like management really tries to fucking artist management. They try to squeeze every dollar out of every contract and shop you around with every other promoter. You know what I mean? Who played the festival? That was the one we had Soul, Live Lettuce, and Break Science. The big. Was that 2011? Whoa, not 2001. Never find it then. I wrote big. That's probably why. That's it. That was our pig. It's the Ski Tones. Perfect Norm was the band I managed. Rock Life Productions was the LLC. Break Science, Soul, Live Lettuce, the Mac Pods. We had a huge 600-acre farm that we could do it on. It was beautiful. We, stage. We had fucking beer vendors there. I mean, it was a full festival. And it wasn't the first year. It was like the 5th year I had done it. I just shoved all in every year. Like every year I would do more and more, bigger and bigger, more money. And I put all my money down and bam. Rain and weather. It was April 1st, or it was October. I believe it was October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of that year, wasn't it? Yeah, this was published in June of that year. I have the sweatshirt upstairs in the closet. I always joke I have a $50,000 sweatshirt that nobody even knows what it is. Ah, there we go. Back in the green. What was going on there? Hello. Slow and steady, baby. Slow and steady. We have some buys and sells going through today. We're selling Papa John's. Yeah, I imagine management trying to shake everybody down. How you get into cannabis? It must have been tempting to shove all in. I mean, cannabis paid for all of that. I got into cannabis before I got into concerts and managing bands. Cannabis started in high school. And cannabis started like everybody else, man. I was a smoker and I wanted to not pay for my weed, you know? And like, I had friends that were willing to pay, so I would go get an ounce and sell everybody a bunch of eights. And that grew and grew and grew until in college I was literally paying for my college classes from cannabis. And a friend of mine, like a friend of a friend, got arrested here in Cincinnati way back in 2009. And it was super scary, and we were playing on Poker Stars and Full Tilt at the time, just giving away money. I would load prepaid credit cards, like hundreds of dollars a day at the gas station, just to sit at home and play Poker Stars with a couple buddies, you know? And my God, I sucked at the time. Like, looking back at all I know now, God, I sucked. I've burned so much money in my life, like, I fucking beat myself up about it every day, but I guess it's all lessons learned that get me to this point of saving. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know, I won the nightly 50-50 on Full Tilt for $15,000, and a buddy of a buddy had just gotten arrested. And so I took two of my best friends from high school, and I said, dude, we're spending this $15,000. I'm getting us a U-Haul. We're going to Colorado. It just became legal out there. Obama signed the memo that said, as long as you're following states' rights in a legal state, the feds aren't going to mess with you. And I literally was like, we're doing it, boys. We're going to get fucking legal. Like, let's go. Get in the van. You know what I mean? And we loaded up the U-Haul, and me and two buddies, like, I left the band behind and the music and all that shit. Actually, that festival, I was living in Colorado. I came back to do concerts as I was, like, making money in Colorado. But, we packed it up. We moved to Colorado, and I started working for dispensaries and networking out there. Like, I managed a dispensary in the Rhino District, Rhino Supply of Denver. I worked with Greenest Green out of Boulder, Colorado, the first dispensary in Boulder, and we won a cup together with the Lemon G, a strain I brought from Ohio. My parents grew, but the shops dominate the market. Man, it's crazy how bad I sucked on Full Tilt Poker. Glad you got to experience Colorado. Oh man, I love Colorado. I was there for like 5 years, living in Denver. I was a ski bum, huge ski bum. And now it's like extremely expensive to live in Denver. I could buy several houses here for one house in Denver at this time. So funny. Twitter be going ham. Super overpriced. Yeah, that'll come down in time. Like, I wish, I always say, like, I wish I could see, like, what the end of alcohol prohibition looked like when it became legal, and how those companies operated and taxing. And I'm sure people were like black market for a little bit, you know what I mean? But in the end, 50 years later, we all go to the store and get beer and liquor, and very rarely do you get some moonshine, you know what I mean? And you might get it a couple times a year, but the majority of the year, most people are not drinking moonshine, Mountain man at heart, ice fishing and hunting, that's what's up. I've never gone ice fishing. I always wanted to do it. Like, driving up to the mountains to go skiing through Denver, there's like a lake right on the side of I-70, right before you get to the Eisenhower Tunnel. And they're always like, one half of it, there's car racing, where people are racing cars on the ice. People take their WRX out there and fucking spin out on the ice and do all types of crazy shit. And then there's like a dam, and on the other half, people are ice fishing and shit. I've always wanted to do both of those. Stop and at least ride in somebody's car while they fuck their shit up. Or fucking ice fish with somebody. Whoa. Wait, what is going on here? Chevron is writing down as much as 11 billion worth of assets, and it could cost the market. The S&P Dow Jones Indices, Howard Silverblatt, said that depending on the final charge, it could reduce 2020's overall S&P 500 earnings by $1.32 per share. Currently, the median EPS estimate for next year's S&P 500 earnings is 174, according to the forecast compiled. Chevron is the 24th largest company in the S&P 500, with a market capitalization of $221 billion. That's hard to even fathom, yo. Boardwalk Empire showed an interesting side of prohibition. Oh, I've like seen like one or two episodes of it and like didn't get deep into it. I should probably watch that. Ice fishing is awesome if you have the gear and knowledge. Yeah, I bet. Like, people got these like tents that they put up out there. I see them like drilling the hole and shit. But like, it seems like you can be warm, like while you're ice fishing. Like, you'd think you'd be cold, but like when I go skiing, I'm so warm when I go skiing, and I don't like to go back out after lunch because you're so much colder. But the first time you go out for the day, you stay warm the whole fucking day because you like pack in all this heat, you get all warm, you lock yourself up, you go to lunch and you let it all out, and all your steam and sweat cools all your gear down, and you can never get as warm as you were that first run, that first out. But man, I imagine going to chill in the ice hut and fishing and just drinking would be dope as fuck. On Tuesday, Chevron said the write-down of between $10 billion and $11 billion would be for current quarter as the company revalues some of its assets, including shale gas production sites in Appalachia and deep water projects in the Gulf of Mexico. The country's second largest oil company also announced a $20 billion capital spending budget for 2020 and said it was considering offloading some of its natural gas projects as prices continue to falter. Really? Regularly take a look at our long-term outlook for commodities markets. As we do that, we also look at our assets and we evaluate which assets will deliver the highest return on investment for our shareholders. And the assets in the northeastern U.S., along with some in Canada and other parts of the world, simply don't compete as well for our investment dollars as others do, he added. Chevron reported a 36% drop in third quarter profit, hit by lower oil and gas prices and refining margins. It also warned higher costs would affect fourth quarter results. Isn't this a result of like this shale and fracking and shit is super expensive and it's only profitable when the price of oil is high? You'd totally be a Nucky. He's the main character. Fishing's a blast. Drop a camera down the ice hole and watch the bite while you drink. What? What? You watch the bite? You can see it? That would be dope. This is super fucked. We own Boeing, don't we? Owie. Owie. We're getting beat the fuck up in Boeing. I've already lost $1 in Boeing. What's up, Boeing? What's wrong with you? It's like the stick poking meme, like, do something. Fix your shit. Fix your fucking plane, yo. Well, it's not gonna come fast. They fucking had 2 planes crash and killed over 300 people. That's a huge problem. And their plane should not just be allowed back out there. U.S. aviation regulators won't likely clear Boeing's troubled 737 MAX airplanes for flight. Whoa. First of all, I want a little music in the background. Dickinson's comments squashed any hope that Boeing had of getting planes recertified before the end of the year. Damn. Like I said, there's a number of processes, milestones that have to be completed. Yeah, there's no way. If you just do the math, it's going to extend into 2020. Boeing declined to say whether it has changed its timeline as a result of Dickinson's comment. We continue to work closely with the FAA and global regulators towards certification and the safe return to service of the MAX, the company said in the statement. The return date of the fuel-efficient planes has repeatedly slipped. The uncertainty has been a challenge for airlines like Southwest and American, which have lost hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue with the planes out of service. U.S. airlines that fly the planes don't expect them back in service until at least early March. Even if the FAA approves the planes, airlines will have to take mothballed planes that have been grounded since March and train thousands of Boeing 737 pilots. There's no clear timeline for when the 737 MAX will be recertified, that there are 10 to 11 milestones left to complete before it can be approved. Damn. I haven't researched fracking. I'd like to ice fishing God someday on the side. When did the planes crash? Oh man, like this past year. They released this plane and 2 planes under fire for its approval of the now grounded 737 MAX, and Dickinson said at an industry conference in early November that the agency will work better, assess how human pilots interact with increasingly automated and complex aircraft. Where does it say where the crash is here? Agency cut corners before it finally approved the plane to fly in 2017. I think 2 planes crashed last year in 2018 for a total of 300 over 300 passengers died. Like 2 in-service planes with paying customer passengers. Dude, Disney. Get you that Disney, yo. Up 10% since I've been buying it. I just started this portfolio in September and it pays a dividend, dude. Dividend investing. This number is what we care about. Over here, we're kind of fucking up. So we started this year not caring about dividends. And we've put about $12,000 or so into this account. And it all hinges on cannabis, baby. Let's go. So we kind of use Robinhood as our gamble account. And M1 Finance with the auto reinvest and the fractional shares as our dividend, very conservative investing account. And it's not all dividends. We do have in the tech here, we have Amazon, Google, Netflix, Facebook. So let's see what Disney Plus is rocking. It's about 4 weeks since Disney launched its signature streaming service, so a month. Since then, the company reported service had 10 million signups through smart TVs, mobile devices, and desktops after its first day. My brother's air traffic control thought the crashes were recent. Disney is where it's at. They're killing it. I mean, they just have content. They have all the content. They own ESPN. They own sports for adult males. They own stuff for kids. They own tons of like adult female movie production and stuff like that, TV shows and stuff like that. Like they hit every segment of the market in entertainment, and they own, and now they're starting to distribute it directly. Now, independent app tracking company Apptopia reports Disney Plus has been downloaded 22 million times to mobile devices since its launch, and the app has averaged 9.5 million daily active mobile users. Holy shit, ranking the top spot in both Apple and Google's app stores. Even Stack now, what's good? Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it, Even Stack now. What's going on? Apptopia only measures mobile downloads and usage and does not include usage on devices like smart TVs, Roku boxes, Apple TV, or desktop web browsers. I heard China owns a large portion of Disney Studios. I don't know. It's a publicly traded stock. Buy it back. Buy it back for Americans then. Buy some shares. I don't know. sure China owns a piece of a lot of companies, for real. You know what I mean? We're very quickly becoming a world economy. I think governments are starting to matter less and less, which is kind of crazy. It seems like some of these big tech companies have like a stranglehold on government at this point and make way more money. Like Apple has more money sitting around than some countries. A lot more money than most countries. Meanwhile, Google's annual search trends report, which was released on Wednesday, said Disney Plus was the top trending search in 2019 in the USA. Holy shit. 2019 is not even over. A number of other related apps have also benefited from Disney Plus. Reports that discounted bundles that include Hulu and ESPN Plus for $12.99 per month have boosted new installs of those apps as well. See, dude, they've got Hulu and ESPN Plus. Like, they have cruise lines, they have fucking... Dude, they're gonna sell so much Mandalorian merchandise. Like, their sales are just gonna go through the roof. Now they're getting everybody at $13 a month for reoccurring fee. Like, yo. Disney Plus. Imagine. I have fucking 23 subscribers right now. Imagine Disney Plus. Disney Plus is shitting on Randcorp TV right now. Shitting on me. So if anybody's got an Amazon Prime out there, wants to use it on your boy, you know what's good. Just fucking around. Definitely a global market with companies sitting in the seat of power. Governments are probably just puppets. At this point they are. They just take the heat. Like, and you watch the government, serial tech entrepreneurs trying to create an Amazon-like platform for legal marijuana. Okay. You got me. What's up? Tell me about it.
Our Jane Wells is live in Las Vegas with more on the challenges facing the industry,
right
Jane,
now.
and we know there are many.
Yep, Carl, doors open in about 3 hours. This is a huge show, but I also want to show you something nearly as big. A mile from here is the largest marijuana store in the world.
Planet 13.
Planet 13 does over 5 million
It's dope.
sales a month.
I suggest everybody go there if they're going to
mostly
Vegas.
In cash. That's a lot of cash. A huge problem one guy thinks he can cash in on. Keith McCarty is a serial startup type. He made his money at Yammer, which sold to Microsoft for over $1 billion. Then he co-founded Ease, the Uber for weed delivery. So a year ago, he and partners put in $5 million to start Wave. Wave's a digital platform used by the overwhelming majority of California pot retailers to handle their logistics for online sales and delivery.
Wow.
A B2B
This dude's gonna hit a lick.
What's taken so long?
Being in the cannabis industry is about 100 times harder, and really our biggest competitor right now is the illicit market, and we're going after them, and I think that digital payments will really set us apart.
Retailers like Nordstrom in Los Angeles are going to use Wave Payments because it still pays most of its suppliers in cash.
It'd be a lot easier for us to use this also because paying different brands through bank accounts, you risk getting them shut down.
Do you have a bank account?
Yeah.
Do they know what you're doing?
No.
Huh.
Okay, the fintech Wave is using comes from an Arizona company called Hyper, which has
Wow,
spent
he
$30
straight up
million
admits
to
on
create
video the
payment
bank doesn't know
system
what he's doing.
and build relationships with a couple of dozen banks and credit unions.
We're projecting that 60 to 70% of all cannabis and CBD related transactions will either run through one of our institutions or across our payment network by the end of 2020.
It is a big goal to fill a big hole in the business model, and to get everybody on board, Wave is not going to charge any transaction fees, at least for the first several months. Guys?
Really?
Jane, I wonder how much of this is being held back by
I need this.
Capitol Hill, or
I
how
need
much
this.
more could be done if we got some passage of some major financing bills.
Oh, huge. If the Safe Banking Act, if all that could happen, then you would have more banks coming in. Then it would be, you know, everybody taking off. Wave hopes to be first to do this so that they can get that sort of advantage over everyone.
I need
But
that for my
people
CBD
generally
banking.
believe
I've
with
had such a
impeachment
huge problem with
and an
CBD
election,
banking this summer. Killed my
that's just not gonna
sales.
happen for than
I had to shut my website down for like 3-4 months trying to
Hey,
get
Dana, I hate to ruin any surprises you may have for future appearances, but what is that thing you're standing in front of?
David, this is the future, my friend. You know, it's all about, first of all, you
Extraction.
should look at how huge this place is. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It shows you how big this show is.
Distillation right there.
You know, it's all about extraction now for the edibles or the vape. Vape is kind of taking a hit right now. Or the creams or the ointments, all that sort of thing beyond just smoking it. And you need these sophisticated machines to extract as much of the THC.
Guy seems a little slow. He's just playing dumb because he's on CNBC Squawk on the Street. He has a reputation uphold as like a very financially astute investor, but he knows exactly what the fuck it is and has to ask the question.
They can sell you a machine to do whatever you want with it because they're not doing it. So there's a lot of that going on here.
There's a lot of that going on here. MJ BizCon is the best cannabis event of the year to be at, for sure. For sure. I normally go. I've been the past like 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row. This is actually the first year I haven't gone. They didn't want to let a CBD company. They didn't want to do the merchant services of processing the online credit card payments when people wanted to purchase CBD products. Right now it goes through PayPal. But my bank, the bank account I use for Sole Source Lighting, it's a real business, a real LLC. And PNC Bank, they were doing my merchant services when it was just a light. But when I added the CBD stuff, they cut the merchant services, but they still let me keep the bank account. They just don't want to process the payments. So. Combination of massively successful launch of Disney Plus alongside the record $10 billion in global box office sales has made Disney CEO Bob Iger Times Business Person of the Year. Damn. Iger's tenure as the leader of the world's most lucrative dream factory has been one long CEO highlight reel. 2019 was an apex year where many of his carefully incubated eggs hatched. In the last 12 months, Iger has closed $71 billion acquisition of Fox, opened 2 Star Wars theme parks, launched a streaming service Disney Plus, and gained complete control of Hulu, and released the highest grossing movie in cinematic history, Avengers Endgame. Holy shit. That paragraph alone, in 12 months, he has crushed it. $71 billion acquisition of Fox, opened 2 Star Wars theme parks, launched Disney Plus, control of Hulu, and highest grossing movie of the year. Pay with cash or PayPal, yeah. But I would ideally like all my banking in one place. Like, the fees are what get you. Like, the fees just get compounding, beat the shit out of you. Fees and taxes. So far this year, Disney has released 6 of the 8 highest grossing films of 2019, including among those titles were 2 Marvel films, a Pixar film, and there's little doubt that Disney's next Star Wars film will soon be added to the list when it's released in theaters next week. And in a year when the tide has shifted against big business, big media, and big tech, Iger has transformed his enormous media company into a gargantuan media and tech business while ensuring that Walt Disney Co.'s products remain widely beloved. Damn, Bob Iger taking it down. That's what's up. Canopy just wants to barely trade positive. ACB doesn't want it. They're like, nope. Show us more. I'm still here. Don't go. We finally made it over $1,500 in this account. 1518. Oh, we've only put $14.98 in there. That's nice to see. And really, it's all about the dividends over here. What is it? Is the 10th? No, all these came in yesterday. Holy shit. Chevron, ExxonMobil, Johnson & Johnson, 15 cents. Eli Lilly, 4 cents. Target, 7 cents. Wesley Chemical, 7 cents. Damn, all that came in yesterday. 9, 17, 32, 36, 43, 50 cents. We got 50 cents yesterday, yo. 50 cents in the account. In the account. In the account. And we didn't have to sell the shares. The shares are going to keep paying that every quarter. We just keep buying more. Dividend investing is the greatest thing in the world. And it goes up. Wow. That was so many dividends rolled in yesterday. And the day before, Toyota Motor paid 4 cents. Who's our biggest? Johnson & Johnson? Oh my god, we love Johnson & Johnson. Now I know why people love Johnson & Johnson. I'm starting to learn this. Holy shit, I should have been doing this my whole life. Now I know why, as a kid, my friend's dad said we only get gas at BP gas stations. Because he held probably a bunch of BP stock. And you don't go against the fucking grain that feeds you. Look at this. My god, I was born in 86. Why couldn't I have just known as a little kid that I just needed to buy Johnson & Johnson? Why couldn't I have known that? Because most people get cynical and they like hate the man and big business and shit. When in reality, it's lack of knowledge and learning on their own part, and that's the laziness. Like, look at this. I could have been a part of all this profiting this whole time. And I'm happy that I'm starting now. Dividend yield of 2.71%. And that dividend increases on that same share 6.45% in 5 years. Every year. That's every year you get 6.45% of this. Compounding. Bang, 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 bang. And their payout ratio is only 43.8%. So what this payout ratio is, 100% is 100% of the profits the company makes. And it would be scary if they were using 100% of their profits to pay out the dividend. But this is saying they take almost 60%, 56%, 56.2% of their profits get reinvested into the business, and the fucking rest, this 43.83%, gets paid out to us as shareholders. Same here, born in 86. I wish I knew what I know now when I was younger. Seriously. But it's alright. We can start now. It's never too late. It's never too late. Look at this. And I'm pretty sure at the end of the week here, I'm probably going to get a deposit from Twitch. And we're going to take all the Twitch money. I appreciate everybody that subscribes, drops biddies, and everything like that. It's going into this very conservative dividend portfolio here. And we're going to grow this thing, because I want to be careful and conservative with the money that's given to me from the community. And I don't want to ever squander it on giveaways or poker or anything like that. You know what I mean? And like use my other incomes for my living and stuff like that. And let people know that it's going towards, like, hopefully going towards a retirement and a better channel one day. You know what I mean? As we grow, we're going to grow the channel. But having that financial stability is fucking super important. You know what I mean? Super important. Especially if I'm going to go for the goal of being a streamer or a poker player or something like that here. There's no retirement plan. There's no health care. You know what I mean? And I feel like I got to figure it out. And if I take 10, 20 years, suffer a little bit, sack it all away in savings. Maybe cannabis stocks will pop and we'll get rich and get out of them. Maybe they won't, and that'll be a waste of $12,000 this whole year following it down. But if not, we got it going over here. We learned a lot. We learned a lot piling over here. And that's what got us to the green line over here. True, I'd just be thinking the same thing down the road at 50. If I decide it's too late now, I'm going to start investing and we'll have questions. I'm going to start investing, we'll have questions. Fire away, look at Thogo. I'm here to learn, man. That's the whole point of these morning channel streams, is like learning with other people. If you want to sign up for Robinhood, M1 Finance, yo, if you sign up for Robinhood, we each get a free share of stock. It could be worth up to $1,000. I mostly get stocks that are worth $5 and $10 when people sign up, between $5 and $10. And I don't know if I made something for Robinhood. Oh, I did. And if you want to sign up for M1 Finance, oh, that's Robinhood. What am I doing? M1. Did I do one for M1? I did. Nice. I did do an M1. M1 is this one. This one has, so the differences are Robinhood, they both have free trades. It's free to buy and sell stocks. M1 Finance, you only get one trading. Raffatona, what's going on? We took 9th place for $138. We cashed 2 tournaments yesterday. We had a profitable day. I blew up in 9th place, blind versus blind. I jammed on a guy trying to steal some blinds when everybody was tight, and I really shouldn't have. I should have waited because of ICM pressure. Learning a lot, though. Learning a lot. You know what I mean? We're learning. We're constantly learning. So anyway, so Robinhood and M1 both have free trading. Robinhood, you can trade in and out, unlimited trades, as long as the market's open. M1 Finance, you only get 1 trade window a day. But Robinhood, you have to buy whole shares of stocks. You can't buy, you can't buy fractional shares of a stock. M1 Finance lets you buy fractional shares, and it also has an auto reinvest. So when your dividends build up, and obviously mine will never get there at this level, I need to keep depositing and get my value up. But once it gets to a point where I'm getting $10 in dividends, once this cash level in the account hits $10, it automatically reinvests it into your portfolio. And what you do with M1 is you build out a portfolio. I've done kind of pieception here. I named mine the financial simulation, the financial sim. This is what we're running here, because everybody gets to see it. Everybody gets to see what I'm doing, you know what I mean? And it's in all the VODs and shit like that. So I've broken down this first pie into real estate, energy, utilities, tech, healthcare, financial, retail, food, travel, cars, industrial, basic materials. And then you weight them. So you can go in here and say, I want 17% of the funds in my portfolio to be in tech, 14 in healthcare, like that. And so you can see I'm overweight right now because I had a lot in real estate. I had my target at over 24%. And I just cranked it down to 8. So right now I'm way overweighted in real estate, and you can see it's bigger, and all these other pies are smaller than the dotted line, which is where they're supposed to be. So it's every time I deposit money, it doesn't buy real estate or utility stocks. It buys the rest of the market until it catches up with the weight that's correcting here. So it'll rebalance. And you never want to click this rebalance button because it'll cause it to sell the overweight and buy these and rebalance the whole pie immediately. I just like to, as I add money, it rebalances itself. So then inside my pieception, I go in here and do the same thing. I make another pie of all the different real estate stocks I want. Okay? And do the exact same thing. We have O Realty, NLY, NRZ. Yeah, it's really nice. I like both of them because, though, I trade in and out of stuff over here. You can do a little bit of day trading on Robinhood. You can get in and out of things a lot more easier. On M1 Finance, you want to pick stuff that you're just never going to touch. Like, you just know you're buying it to hold forever, pretty much. So they both have their function for me. And I feel like once I get enough between the two accounts, like a lot of bigger brokerages just went with free trades and stuff following along with these two and others, like Acorns and other stuff. So I think once I get like, you know, between both the accounts, they have a balance of like $20,000 or so, we'll probably move to another brokerage that has free trades and has much better software and live updates and stuff. But right now I don't even have enough money to like be looking at stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I need to just be saving, conservative, buying dividend stocks and just watching. It doesn't really matter what my price in is because I'm just cost averaging in every time I deposit, you know, cost averaging into the market little by little. We're already seeing returns and slowly it grows, man. Slowly it grows. We had trades that just happened today. Huh. We love our pets. How much money do I spend on my pet?
Cute puppies, kittens, Instagram dogs. Americans are spending more and more on their pets.
And at Moore's Animal Inn, cats are also vacationing in style.
What?
The inn offers luxury accommodations including condos and kiddie suites with plush beds and TVs.
Meals for pets just like this one made with human-grade
What?
ingredients. That's become the standard for the emerging
Who?
trend of fresh dog food.
U.S.
Who's
pet
doing
spending
that?
hit $72 billion in 2018, about $3 billion more than the year before. And if you look at the data since 1994, you can see how rapidly the industry is growing.
Anybody in chat doing
The
this?
pet industry's growth isn't showing any signs of slowing down. In the United States, the number of dogs...
Would I invest in crypto? So I own very little bit of crypto. It's super rocky. It's super rocky to me. Invest in puppy mills? No way. Just kidding. Oh, man. I think crypto is too volatile. I have such a low, like, net worth right now. Most of my money's tied up in real estate. I own, you know, 2 pieces of property. Anyway, and I don't know. It's just too volatile for me. I'm looking for passive income, and now nothing is truly passive. You always have to watch everything. You know what I mean? Real estate, the stock market, your dividend-paying stocks that you think are just slow growers. You still need to pay attention to everything as you go, and I feel like I had a little bit of Bitcoin, and it was just too much for me. Super Shady, what's good? Thank you for the follow. It was just too much, too volatile. It's always making moves in the middle of the fucking night. Like, look at this. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. it takes a drop this morning, and now it's climbing out of it. Here it's making moves at 4 in the morning, though. Between 5 and 7:50 in the morning. 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. it's crawling back up, so it started crawling back up around 10. Just very interesting. When was this drop? 2 in the afternoon? I don't know. It's just too volatile for me. I don't know enough about it, and I can't use Bitcoin anywhere. The only place I use it is to gamble on ACR and stuff, so I don't know. It's just not there for me. That saying, I do own a little bit, like a tiny amount, but it's not my main focus. My main focus is over here. And hey, if I want to throw $5 or $10 of my fun recreational money at Bitcoin that I allot to gambling or, you know, whatever fun anyway, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's all over the place. I put a small amount into crypto, but it seems like you have to hold on through a ton of lows. Yeah. I mean, I'm holding, trust me, I'm holding a little bit, but I just don't like the rockiness of it. It's too much to deal with, you know? Meanwhile, this thing over here is just steady cruising, pumping money, pumping dividends, just steady cruising. While we were playing poker yesterday, we literally also got paid and didn't even know it. Another fucking 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. Johnson & Johnson, 15 beans. And that's just like, dude, if we just add up December alone, 5, 48, 68, 78, 74, 77, plus 12, 89, 75, wait, 89, oh my god, just get the calculator out and stop just adding in your fucking head like an idiot. I like using my faucets and that's about it. What's a faucet? Explain to me the faucet thing. People tell me about these faucets and I'm like, what is this faucet? 0.5 plus 0.43 plus 0.29 minus 0.04 plus 0.03 plus 0.12 plus 0.06 plus 0.06 plus 0.08 plus 0.04 plus 0.03 13 13 plus 0.4 plus 0.9. Is that it? That's not even it. Plus 0.08 plus 0.15 plus 0.04 plus 0.07 plus 0.07 again. Dude, we've received $2.27. That doesn't seem like a lot right now. But I only have $1,000. I only have $1,500 in here. And those dividends are based off of going through the dividend payout weeks before. You have to be a holder at a certain time to get the dividend at a later date. Imagine, dude. Imagine, chat. Slow and steady, dude. We own almost 4 shares of NLY over here. 2.2 shares of NRZ, Arbor Realty. So we're heavy in real estate right now. Hondas, LTC, Enbridge, GM, BP, O Realty, Maxar. See how we can own like small fractions of a share? Like look at these down here. Amazon. I own $10 of Amazon. It's $1,700 a share on Robinhood. You'd normally be able to buy that. This is the faucet, dude. This is the true faucet. This is it. I found the faucet for you. You buy fractional shares of all of this, and you pour your money in it for 20 years, and I swear to God, you will probably thank me. Gives micro amounts of crypto and offers opportunity to earn crypto by taking surveys, viewing ads, trying apps, etc. You can also build interest and convert your crypto. They're a good deal. Damn. I'd watch a couple ads or take a survey here and there if I could earn like $1 or $2 in crypto. For sure.
Dogs.
Back to our pets. Tell me about my dog. No, don't tell me about my dog.
Cute puppies and help their pets live longer. Here's how Americans' love for pets turned into big business. Americans love pets. In 2018, about 2 out of every 3 U.S. households owned a pet. Dogs
2 out
and
of every
cats
3.
remain the 2 most popular companion animals in U.S. homes. Birds and horses come in at a distant 3rd and 4th on that list. The number of cats and dogs in the United States is predicted to increase at a faster rate than the U.S. population in the 5 years from 2019 to 2024.
House, what's good?
Humans and their pets are attached at the hip. Once a clear delineation between master
I'm out
and
of coffee
servant,
over
the
here.
human-pet relationship has changed
And I need to
significantly
pack a
over the
bowl.
last
What's
30
going on,
years
House?
and brought humans and animals far closer together.
Years ago, we didn't fully understand animal welfare as well as we do now. So what people did with their animals before, which was commonly accepted, might, for instance, include things like tying your dog outside to a doghouse. We now see that that's not really appropriate to just tie a dog out there for a number of reasons, not least of which is that there are weather issues and the dog is not getting enough social interaction. I think through our advanced understanding of animal welfare, we're starting to realize that these are social creatures that want to spend time with us.
That was Nancy G. In 2017, she and Rebecca Fox published a paper in which they concluded that since the late 20th century in Great Britain, the relationship between humans and animals had become more intense and responsible.
People are seeing maybe their pets more as not necessarily humans, but maybe as part of the family, sort of recognizing that they're not just an animal, but they're an important individual who's important within the family, that kind of thing. And I'm not saying nobody did that before, but I think it's a lot more common and a lot more accepted now.
Historically, people only spent money on their pets when the economy was booming. But with pets moving closer to family status, pet owners are more likely to pay for their pets' needs during tough times. Industry experts call this phenomenon pet humanization.
Pet humanization?
The pet industry's growth of late is in part coming from demographics. You have the aging demographic, the empty nesters, and they're having more and more pets because they don't have children anymore. But also you have the millennials who are coming in and delaying the raising of children, and they're having more pets. And you put those two together, and in the U.S. today, 7 out of 10 households have pets, and that's twice the number.
We have a dog, no kids.
Humans are going beyond basic food
That's
and vet
true.
services. We've
That
begun
is
to
very
treat our
true.
pets the same way we treat ourselves.
True
to that
as fuck.
end, pet owners are purchasing indulgent items
Okay, brother,
like
already
premium pet
grinding.
food,
Degen, damn,
daily supplements,
we'll be on
tech
poker later
gadgets,
today.
clothing, and even matching streetwear.
Matching streetwear.
We conducted a completely unscientific poll at CNBC to see how much people spend on their pets.
This is Bubba. He's an 8-year-old pit bull and he loves sleeping, and our family loves him so much. We spend about $1,700 on him a year. The most expensive thing we get for him is his monthly allergy medicine. That's about $100 a month. He has to have a special food for his allergies, which is about $60.
We spend about $45 on her litter and hay and just food in general every 2 months. Our other pets are a little more expensive. My 2 shepherds, it costs about $110 a month to feed them, $60 every 2 months to get them groomed. They're both on pills from the vet. So
Animals, tough spot.
each a month. I'd say for the year in general, it's about $800.
House, we took ninth. We took ninth in the 1650 7.5K. I made a huge ICM blunder in ninth place. We final table, but
$50 a month on
tough spot. What's good? Poker Chef Jeff, what's good? How you doing today?
But we don't do pet insurance. We've never really
fucking love animals more than anyone. Definitely love my dog.
This is Oliver. He's 11 years old, and we have spent a good amount of money on him, buying him ridiculous things like Halloween costumes. We did not get him health insurance, and we should have done that because he's had Lyme disease 3 or 4 times. But he's our family member, and we love him.
To run this OSS 150K. What? What's on the schedule today, fellas?
The average U.S. household spent $662 on their pets in 2018. That's a slight decrease from 2017, but it still represents massive growth from 2013. Investors are itching for a way to make money off of the booming trend. One way to get a heartbeat of the industry has been through exchange-traded funds, a collection of stocks tied to one index, or in this case, one industry. ProShares has an ETF called PAWS that tracks public companies in the pet industry.
The ETF follows the FactSet Pet Care Index, and in Q2 as an example, those companies grew their earnings 12%, and this is an environment where we all know that earnings growth is very hard to come by. So it's translating into the bottom lines of these companies. Just a little bit less than 2/3 of the ETF are pet healthcare focused, with the rest being pet supplies and retail, and of course pet food.
The
And it's not
Cathoga, are you
surprising
still
that
out there, dude?
A good chunk of this is in the pet healthcare
What?
business because that's where much of the growth is in the opportunity in pet care.
Dude,
If pets are getting older.
Hold on now. I gotta give a huge shout out to the Cathoga. He came in this morning and said he sent me a little gift on the ACRs. I hadn't logged in for the day. I log in just now, and this gentleman sent me $20. I seriously appreciate that. That's fucking insanity. You're the man. Dude, the Cathoga, thank you so much. It will get used well. You know what we're going to do right now for you, the Cathoga? We're going to deposit $20 in the account for savings. Transfer from my bank to the financial sim, 20 bones. Boom. Transfer created. And you want to know what your $20 is going to buy us? We get to see all that. Dude, the Cathoga, thank you so much. You've helped me a ton. I appreciate it. I'm glad. Nice decision. $10 of it is going to Clorox Company, so half your money, bam, right there, Clorox. Let's take a look at them. Puppy mill stock. Going to Clorox, dude. It's going to pay us a dividend of 2.78, and that's going to compound 6.6% every year. That's going to go up. Right now, it pays $4.24 a share. Let's fucking go, dude. Amazon? Google? You're getting me some S-Bucks out there? Coffee? Damn, I need to get some coffee. Caterpillar? Lockheed Martin? Bleach is cool? Eaton Corporation? 3M? NVIDIA? I'm running NVIDIA TI fucking 1200s. I don't even know. The best fucking 1800,000 million. Whatever the best NVIDIA video card I could buy at Micro Center at the time. That motherfucker's in this computer. And I got one just laying over here too. Just fucking laying around. Fucking $1,000 fucking thing. If you want a coffee play, check out Luckin? What is Luckin? Give me a ticker. We're getting some IBM. Dude, the Disney, the Cathoga, you got $1.20, $1.66 going to Disney here? Wait, how is this possible? That's not right. Did I accidentally buy $50 worth? What is going on here? What? What's going on here, chat? We only put $20 in. Account history? What's going on here? What? One time $20. What's going on here? Okay, so the one time $20 is going in. Why is it? Incredible month this month, but long has a lot of room to go. LK. Oh, Looking Coffee, huh? Looking Coffee, huh? Just went public, huh? Be cautious about the growth trap at an inflection point. Scary. Dividend? No dividend? Just went public. Max. Surge is on improving operating metrics, though. I don't know if we have Dutch Bros. The coffee shop? I don't know. I'm such a noob to coffee. I just started drinking it like last week for the stream. If it wasn't for my fiance, I wouldn't have any coffee. There would be no coffee in the house. No, it's a China play. They're the largest in China now. What? What? You started drinking coffee so jealous, can't get through the mornings without 2 cups. I need to get my second cup right now. Give me 2 seconds. Going to get it. Warm coffee. Warm coffee here. I just like the warmth of it and stuff. Oh god, it's so good. Will be profitable earlier than expected. He's hooked on my ass off. Intervention? Seriously, already 2 cups Rancor? It's changing you. It's killing me. It's killing me. I don't know. This would be something that I would buy on Robinhood. Do I have any leftover money on here? Leftover funds. Buying power. I do have. I could. For the sake of the stream. We do have funds that we could allot to it. Do we buy the Chinese stock, chat? How do I run a poll? Oh my god. This is how we're gonna do it. Oh shit. This is how it starts. Probably getting cheaper, so wait. Wait on it. Do we run a poll? Do we run a poll? I don't know how to run a poll actually, so scratch that. I'm kind of concerned that that still says like I'm buying $50 worth of stock. Because I'm not. There, now it's $20. Alright. This is what your $20 is getting used for here. $2 in CRISPR Therapeutics, Disney, Eastman Chemical, still getting some Clorox in there, just not as much. Delta Airlines, Eaton, Apple, GM, Honda, Caterpillar, Toyota, Microsoft, Lockheed Martin, 3M, Celanese, Dow, Nvidia, PPG, IBM, Penske Automotive, my shit. Yo, y'all need to look into Penske Automotive though, for real. Dude, I appreciate it, the Cathoga. That's why I don't want to like squander it and gamble. I need to become a better poker player. So like, I would rather put it to good use because this helps me continue streaming as this grows. You know what I mean? Like this is the financial stability that's necessary to be able to do this every day. I feel like. But looking at Penske Automotive Group, they've increased their dividend every single quarter that they've paid one. Every time they pay a dividend, it's increased the amount. So if you bought a share in 2011, 8-9 years ago, it paid you 7 cents. And now that same share is paying you 41 cents a share. What's your personal favorite stock? Damn, that's a good question. I mean, this is up there. Its stock price, though, I think it's climbed too, hasn't it? 2011. So you're probably getting in like right around $15. Now it's $51. It's been flatlined though for a while. Steadily increasing that dividend though. I feel like I would never want to pick just one. Just keep grinding and making an effort to learn and adapt with poker. That's what I'm trying to do. Same here. Like that's what I definitely love about this M1 portfolio, and being able to buy like micro amounts of shares and spreading out your funds like that, because it's so like stomach turning. Like starting this year, it's so stomach turning to be like, yeah, I want to invest a bunch of capital into cannabis stocks, and then just watching it all go down because of just 2 tickers that your money's in. Apple, I think Apple is a great choice. Apple is a great choice. Anything in this sector right here. Disney, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, AT&T, Verizon, IBM, Amazon, Google, Maxar, Netflix. And that's why like I really like this, because like look, that was a rough year watching that. And I've started out over here and it's been nothing but easy sailing. Saint Nothing, thank you for the follow. Let's go. I feel like I can share my exact pie with you. And then you can take it and tweak it how you want before you deposit and shit. Share this pie. Copy. I used to use Acorns. I loved Acorns, Poker Chef Jeff. I use Acorns. It takes $100 from my account every 2 weeks. I have no idea where the money goes. I know, but it's good though. It's nice though. And it also, Acorns, you use that roundup feature. I loved that roundup feature. That's what got me into all this. So last year, 2018, I used Acorns, and I saved up a little bit and had like $3,000 on Acorns, and I transferred it to Robinhood because I wanted to start. I was like, I want to go into cannabis stocks with my $3,000. Like, let's fucking go, you know? And I started pouring into the cannabis stocks basically right as they started coming down. I thought I was cost averaging down and that it would stop, you know what I mean? And it just kept going down all year, and we've been cost averaging down the whole way. We just bought some the other day, so we're just kind of cruising down. We're at an average of $29.13. Canopy's at $20.25 right now. I use both Robinhood and M1 Finance. I'll link here. Because I use them for different things. So I like the M1 Finance for the fractional shares, but you can only trade 1 time a day in their window, and so you can't really day trade in and out of things, but you could buy fractional shares in the auto reinvest, whereas Robinhood Unlimited, they're both free trades, but Robinhood is unlimited trades in and out while the market's open. And so you could do a little bit of day trading over here if you wanted to, but through my learning this year, I'm just kind of holding on to stuff. Thanks for that pie chart info. That's going to help. I need to set that money aside and be more responsible. Dude, the Cathoga, it's where it's at, yo. It's where it's at. And I'm so blessed. Like, if that's helping people, if this is helping somebody also start to save and build for their retirement, that's worth all of my time here. Like, that's fucking awesome, straight up. And we can just do it together. Like, look at how low I have. I don't have shit, dude. I got $1,500 in this account and fucking $7,300 over here. Like, we're just starting. They don't charge you a fee. No, it's free trading. It's completely free on both of these. I love how you do this in the mornings. Thank you, Poker Chef Jeff. I appreciate it. I'm going to try and keep it up as much as possible. Hopefully the channel grows and this is what we do full time in the future, you know. Super informative and motivates me. That's what's up. That's what I'm trying to do here. It motivates me. When we talk about it, it fucking motivates me to keep fucking going. You know what I mean? And keep saving and not cash this money out. I'm sure my fiance hates it at times because I'm like, we're broke. I don't have any money to spend. And really, I have all this fucking money sitting here. But really, I'm broke. This is nothing. We need to get this way bigger. And then when that dividend is paying out like a third person working in our household, like what happens when this is paying $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month in dividends? You know what I mean? And that's my bills. I'm retired. We're retired. We've retired. Or a combination of the rental property I own, a little, you know, because it's obviously, and we're, you know, we'd have to have a lot of money in here to get $10,000 in our dividends. It'd be fucking crazy. But like, imagine getting the dividends from here, my rental property, you know, Twitch income and YouTube income and things like that, and traveling. And what if I got my poker game up where every now and then I fucking actually won something instead of donking off in 9th place with fucking 7-8 offsuit, blind versus blind, trying to steal some fucking blinds when I'm sitting 7 of 9 and fucking ICM fucking shooting myself in the face last night. I mean, we still had a profitable day, but Jesus, come on, dude. But those are the lessons you learn in life, you know what I'm saying? Those are the lessons we learn here, for real. Swanson 710. I'll teach you to stop punting it off, laugh my ass off. Seriously. Saxing nasty, laugh my ass off, let it go. Hell no, that's how you learn a lesson. That shit is branded in my fucking mind now. I'm never doing that again, Stax McNasty. Stax McNasty was with me the whole fucking night last night, till 3 in the morning, man. I feel bad for you as a viewer when I do shit like that. Like, fuck. I want to punish myself for the viewers out there. It's more liable than the concert gig. It's crazy you did that work. Dude, I've done a lot of dumb shit in my life. I've done all types of shit. CZ the 01, thank you for the follow. Let's go. I've worked my ass off at a lot of companies for other people. I've built shit for people that are just lasting to this day and shit. That's why I've chosen to kind of work for my own brand here and work on myself and spending money on myself and building our brand and our channel and my community that can't be taken away. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, working for a lighting company, I basically grew it. I was the first employee. I grew it to 12 of us and fucking doing hundreds of thousands of dollars in lighting sales a month for somebody else that had no equity. So now everything I try and do, owning a piece of this brewery, owning this lighting company and CBD company, even if it's fucking small, I want a piece of the equity. I refuse to fucking work for somebody anymore. I refuse. And if I'm going to stream here on Twitch, I'm going to fucking own fucking Amazon as a stock, and I'm going to be a shareholder in fucking Twitch and make some money off the fucking ads that run and shit. You know what I mean? That dedication sticking with you till 3:30 in the morning. Dude, it was so crazy. You guys are awesome for that. Brewing that shit while it's over where it started. How can I get a piece of equity on that CBD company, my man? I'm a Fortune 500 CPG, a key account sales manager. Let's run it up. Man, it takes a lot of money. It would take like millions of dollars to really run her up and get a sales team behind it and push it. I have some salespeople. We do fucking wholesale orders. I actually have one to get out today that I need to get out, but it takes a lot of money. I'm a little disheartened in the industry and how the small guy like myself has been blocked. That's why I started buying heavily into these bigger cannabis stocks, because I'm like, I've been in the industry for 15 years. I have a Cannabis Cup medal. I've watched it all grow. I've seen every bit of it. I've been in grows. I've worked in dispensaries. You know what I mean? I've seen all the processing go down and all that grow. And I just see the big money swooping in, just like here in Ohio. I can't even touch the legal market here in Ohio. You had to be a billionaire, and not only did you have to be a billionaire, you needed to have political fucking influence and shit like that. So, I mean, the best way to run it up and support is to buy some CBD products at first. That's for sure. That's where we start. And honestly, I've put all the money into research, development, engineering for this light and stuff that I'm willing to personally put into this company. And I'm just letting her ride as she is. She's got to ride it out. And we'll just see how it goes. Right now it makes sales, but I need it. Honestly, what I need is a dedicated sales staff. Everybody says they're going to go do sales. I send them a bunch of shit, teach them how to do it, and nobody actually pulls the trigger and goes and gets the sales and does the hard legwork except for me. And you got to go in there. You got to be willing to take no for an answer and fucking Follow up with people. Follow up is 90% of the business. Stacks McNasty, thank you so much. Here's one bit for every big blind you pissed away last night. Oh my god, how many is it? 22? Did I have 22 bigs last night that I shipped off there? There's no way I had 22 big blinds at the time. God, did I do that? No way. God, it was so late. Tilted it right off. Tilted it right off, huh? We just let her go. At the final table, you punted 22 bigs at the final table? I don't know. I don't think it was 22 bigs. Could have been, though. Ugh. That's why it's seared in my mind. What's the sales job about? Man, it's so simple. We send free samples to companies that are interested. They just have to sign up an account on here, register an account. We make them a wholesale customer in the back end of the website. All the prices drop the next time they log in, and they can buy cases of the product. Like, every salesperson fails, and what link? Yeah, I'll send you the links. He punted. I punted for sure. And mostly I need it locally. I need local and regional. I need Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Pennsylvania sales reps. Like, that's the most important, because I have to create a fucking foothold in my local area. You know what I mean? So, and I've done it myself. Gone out there and hit stores. We've gotten in a few stores and stuff. It's just slow build. It's a slow build. We have lab reports for everything. It's a slow build, and I see these other companies fucking just crushing it, acquiring companies and growing like crazy, you know what I mean? And they have so much money, it's just kind of like, fuck, it's so tough to compete. And nobody wants to support the little guy. Everybody wants free shit from me. Everybody's like, free product, free sample, free sample, free sample. Yo, bro, I heard you have a CBD company. Will you send me some to try and shit? Like, nah, dude. You want to support, you gotta purchase the shit. I'll give you a discount, but fuck. It's not supporting if it's just taking out of the bottom line, hurting the company. Smart plan, make a solid foundation at home. Exactly. Exactly. Slow and steady, slow and steady. What else is in the news right now? Let's turn some fucking music back on. Tell me about it. Photo of Jamie Dimon. He's the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. I actually respect this dude. Every time I've heard him speak, he definitely sounds like he knows what the fuck he's talking about, and he can articulate himself very, very well. Chief executives of the nation's biggest companies downgraded their outlook for the U.S. economy for a 7th straight quarter as angst over trade relations continue to plague C-suites across the country in the last months of 2019. Business Roundtable Index of CEOs' outlook fell 2.5 points to 76.7 in the fourth quarter, which remains below the historical average and indicates moderation in the pace of economic growth in the next 6 months. The group also said in its forecast for 2020 that members see just 2.1% growth next year, near the Federal Reserve's GDP estimate of 2%. What is going on here? Somehow I scratched my leg. So, the economy is set to grow in the fourth quarter at a 2% annual pace, according to the Atlanta Fed. So we're slowing down. People aren't spending as much money. CEOs are just, and we're saving. Good, we're saving. We're not spending, we're saving. Don't go into debt. Grove City, that's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome, CZ, the 01. The Associated Index for Sales and Capital Investment over the next 6 months is also held below the long-term average. Sales increased 7 points to 98.6, while investment sank 8.9 points to 64.5. The index for hiring saw the smallest drop, falling 5.5 points to 67.1, still above the historic average. The round table chairman is CEO Jamie Dimon, blamed tension between U.S. and its trading partners for its renewed caution. The nonprofit association members include General Motors CEO Mary Barra, Johnson & Johnson Alex Gorski, and Walmart Doug McMillan. Free and fair trade agreement are vital to economic prosperity for American workers, families, and communities. Damn. This is a big-ass trade ship. How much shit is on this ship? There's so much shit on here. The fuck is on there? Bunch of wasteful junk on there. Corporate executives have been among the most vocal advocates for a new North American trade agreement, while also urging the Trump administration to curb its rhetoric against China and hold off on tariffs. Wow. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and top Trump administration officials signaled this week that a United States-Mexico-Canada agreement is nearing passage. Move forward with proposed tariffs. White House further fueled Wall Street's trade against angst last week. President Donald Trump announced that he would immediately restore tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from Brazil and Argentina. Wow. Shit's crazy. Whoa, how former Google employee on how tech giants squandered employee trust and how Sundar Pichai can gain it back. For more than a decade, Google has set the standard for workplace culture. Its perks and benefits, combined with the meteoric rise to the top, made it more than just an industry darling. For many in the tech world, Google was the place to work, until recently. The past few years, Google's missteps have played out across every major business and tech publication. Big news last week that Google's co-founder Larry Page and Sergey Brin were stepping down and handing over the reins of the parent company Alphabet to current Google CEO Sundar Pichai. But even before that, the struggle of Google's leadership to handle its growing global workforce has been apparent and publicly hurting its company culture. Last month, the tech giant was accused of firing 4 engineers who were organizing workers around social causes at the company. Now the U.S. National Labor Relations Board has begun an official investigation in the company about the incident. On top of the recent events, Google has knocked out the top 10 best places to work, dropping 3 spots to number 11. I don't give a fuck. Failing to actively and continuously manage culture as a business grows has been a challenging consequence. They're growing so much. Like, dude, there's just so many people that work there. Some people are going to be shitheads and have to get weeded out. Put people first, investing in your employees for sure. Create a feedback culture. Grand scheme of things, we all know we have some input, even a small one, in the success of our company. To gain employees' trust and respect, leaders need to open the door to frequent two-way communication by soliciting feedback on a regular basis. Ask your employees how they want to be managed. Recognize each employee individual. I like that. Fair enough, fair enough. What is that, like their article they wrote on how they're going to be better or something, and they put it out on CNBC? What the fuck was that about at the end there? Salesforce?
Hey traders, Todd Gordon here with TradingAnalysis.com. This is CNBC's Trading Nation. Traders, we're going to look at cloud computing sectors, specifically Salesforce. The cloud computing ETF SKYY has been underperforming the broader technology rally here, but there's something in the charts here in CRM that could indicate we might see a little bit of a catch-up here. So here we are on the weekly chart of CRM, and obviously you can see the uptrend has been very strong over the last 5 years or so, but recently we've fallen into a period of consolidation, and there's something particular in this chart, some formation that indicates that we might be free to break from the range that's been in place since the end of 2018. Here we are now at the end of 2019. Specifically, we have some downtrend resistance that was broken, sourced from the 165 swing down to 155, and then if you just extend, you can see we broke through in a big, strong weekly candle here. And we're coming back to retest that breakout zone, with formerly as resistance, now acting as support. So this is a
interesting.
A good value entry long with very clearly defined risk, as well as the upside being a move above the 165 area, which is new all-time high. So let's get off the weekly down to the daily and examine this a bit further. So here we go. Again, let's just redraw that line here. And it looks like support is in existence all the way down to about the 150, depending on the angle of approach if we were to move a little bit lower. So you could have $4 to $5 of additional downside here, but I think this is a sufficient pullback to warrant a long entry. Now, this is interesting. We have earnings coming up next February 20th. We have options that expire on the 21st. So I want to set up this trade such that if we want, we could carry this trade through earnings. That would be if we have enough cushion of profit.
Is this guy going to do an options trade?
Or otherwise, we'll have enough time certainly to take the trade off. So let's go ahead and set up the trade here. I'd like to buy some call options just outside of the money here, right around the 160 area. And then I'd like to pair that up with a sale of the 170s. And the reason I want to do that here, as we switch over to the option chain, you'll see that the expected move, this is the +1 standard deviation, this is option kind of geeky math here, it's the expected range within
What's what? This is trading options. Trading options is basically trading on margin and contracts with somebody else's money. It's not a good idea at all. Trading options. I do not suggest anybody does this.
So you just bought your dream car. You buy a brand new Maserati. And to protect your new Maserati, you need insurance. So you go to Flo from Progressive and you purchase insurance. This financially protects your new Maserati in case you get into a crash. And this is the exact same concept as options. Now, instead of a car enthusiast, let's say you're an investor and you just bought $12,500 worth of Apple stock. That's $12,500 in risk. Now, just like the Maserati, you can buy insurance on your investment. This is called a put option. So, if you buy an option, then someone had to have sold it to you. But who? The answer is any other trader who is willing to be paid to take on your risk, just like an insurance provider. That's the basic idea of options. An investor has risk, but he's willing to pay someone to take away his risk. And the person who gets paid now assumes his risk. Now let's look at a real example. You bought 100 shares of Apple stock.
So you assume the risk. Notice how he draws like an explosive kill you thing over their head.
And you also
I want to be the guy who gets rid of the risk.
For, let's say, $500. Now, I'm going to give you two different scenarios. In the first scenario, after you own the stock and the option, the stock ends up going to $132 per share. So you made $700 on the stock, but you paid $500 for an option that now has no value to you. So your net profit is $200. Now, you might be saying, what a ripoff, and the person who sold you the option is saying, thanks for the easy money. But let's look at a different scenario. This time, Apple's stock price drops to $113 per share, and your stock is now worth $1,200 less than you paid for it. But thankfully, you bought this option as insurance.
So it's like a hedge.
You go to the person who sold you the
it's
option,
hedging your
and
bet.
You say, hey, remember our contract? You can exercise your option you bought, and even though Apple is at $113, you can immediately sell your shares at $125 per share. So now your only loss is the money you paid for the option, which is $500, much better than the $1,200 loss you would have had if you did not purchase the option. Now, the person who sold you the option was obligated to buy your stock from you at $125 per share. So they kept the $500 you paid them for the option, but they are now sitting on a $1,200 loss on the stock they own. They can hold the stock and hope it goes back up, or they can sell it at the current market price of $113 for a net loss of $700. Now, the cool thing about options is that you don't have to own stock to trade them, and they aren't actually physical pieces of paper. It's all done virtually. You can
I don't trust it. No trust. Is there a better? I don't know. I'd rather just own the actual stock. It's like a contract to buy or sell a stock at a future time. Whereas you just own the stock and get paid the dividend. Or grow with it as it grows. I don't know. Sounds like leverage. I'm not about it. Not about it. It's 12:30. How long have we been on now? Almost a little 2-hour fun today. Morning, Boot Hillman. Boot Hillman, what's going on? How you doing today? What is this? Double Line founder Jeffrey Gundlach spoke to CNBC's halftime report on Wednesday. His comments came after he said Tuesday that long-term rates are heading higher, adding President Donald Trump being reelected as part of a best-case scenario. That's all you got for me in this? It's another way to make money. If you think a stock will go up, buy call options. If you think it will go down, buy put options. Yeah, it's just leverage and stuff. You're leveraging your money and, like, I don't know. I feel like if you think a stock's going to go up, you should just buy the stock. I don't know. I know a lot of people do it. I know there's a way to make money doing it. I just don't know it that well. Like, so I could turn on options. Like, let's see here. Counts. Maybe because I turned it off, I can't turn it back on. Never mind. How do I look at options now? Okay, boom, account's upgraded, so we can look at options. Done. ACB. Trade ACB options. So these are options on the cannabis stock I already own, ACB. So now what it is, you think it's going to go, buy a call if you think it's going to go up. So let's say I want to look long term. like January 15th of 2021. And I think the stock's going to go above $3.57. 57 cents for the contract? What is a custom ratio? How does this work? It's only 56 cents? What's the profitability here? How do I look at... What's the point here? How does this work? Why wouldn't I just buy the shares? I don't understand what's going on here. So the cost of ACB is what? It's $2.48 a share. I hope we're at the fucking bottom. Who the fuck knows? I want to buy an option that it's going to go up in the next year. It expires next fucking year. Like in a whole fucking year from now. Not this January coming up in a month, but the next one. So now I want to sit here and say, hey, how do I spend more money on it? One contract is $56 for 100 shares. Okay, so that's 56 cents a share. Buy more than one contract? I don't have the money to buy more than one contract. You'd have to dump like hundreds of dollars in there, but why wouldn't you just then buy the shares? Like I just own 1,000 shares. So what if it's short term? What if we look until March? $4 at 15 cents. We could do 3 of those contracts. Break even at 4.15. That means the stock's got to double by March. Not possible. Not possible. That's giving money away. That's just giving money away. Or you just like own something that just pays a dividend. I have to stick with the dividend. It seems stressful to watch that. And it seems like you're on the wrong side of the bet there. I don't know, with the fee and everything, it just doesn't... It seems like somebody's already done the math and they're offering you such a bad deal. You know what I mean? ACB does not pay dividends. No, it's a cannabis stock. Trade S-Bucks options. AK Jordan, what's good? This thing just sits here and pays us dividends. I just can't. I don't want to day trade. Day trading sounds scary. Options sounds like just another way to day trade with more exciting leverage on what you could win or lose. You know? Scary. Scary stuff out there. You almost get talked into doing it. Jesus. AK Jordan says safety meeting. Cheers. Safety meeting. I think I'm gonna go rock and get some lunch, but we're gonna raid. Oh my Jesus, we're gonna raid the stock guy again because he does something similar during the day. He has a ton of viewers, and I like to watch him while I go to lunch. So I'll be in the chat with you guys while I go to lunch here. And make sure, you know, if you're a fucking sub, if you're a sub, drop the Rancor hats. You know what I mean? Drop the safety meeting helmets in chat when we go over for the raid. If you're not, go ahead and drop me a good raid in chat. You know what I mean? Just to help out a little bit. It helps us network and build and grow this thing. You know what I mean? And we'll be back. We're gonna do the poker grind here. In fucking 3 hours, we're going to be back for the poker grind. Basically, when the market closes, when the stock guy goes off. So, I'm trying to network with him. Maybe catch some early poker hosts and stuff from him. Maybe share some viewers, share some things about trade stocks, and I'll be in his chat. I like the guy. He seems like a good dude. So, you guys, I'm sure, will like the chat as well. Ask him a bunch of crazy questions. Troll him. Troll away for me. Fire away. And we'll see you guys for the fucking poker grind. What's on the poker grind today? Tournaments. Starts in a couple hours. Oh my god, the 1650 20K will be in. I wish we could get in that, but we can't. 2K will be in it. We gotta keep the buy-ins low. We gotta keep the buy-ins low, chat. We gotta preserve the bankroll. One day we'll be able to fire.